reflect the views of Shaw or its employees.
Hello everybody, good evening. This is Soul Work and I'm your host Jeni Cousins, and we have started the new show of the season. So I just wanted to thank everybody at Shaw TV and all the crew and the volunteers. I could not do the show without each and every one of you. So I just wanted to inform everybody about that. And I made some changes on the show also. I'm no longer having a co-host on the show for many reasons. Spirit told me I must do it on my own now, so that's exactly what I am doing. It's all good. And I have a really interesting guest on tonight's show. And I came across him when I was watching Global News. And I thought, oh my God, I have to have you come on the show. Many reasons why. He's an amazing person. He's a RCMP constable, and he's one of the amazing healers I have come across in a while. And the reason being is you are all going to find out right now. And I want to thank very, very, very much for Tad Milmine coming on the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, the thanks all goes to you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, it's just, I saw you on the news, and I thought, what an extraordinarily brave man. Right, just the energy alone is, because I read energy, and then I went to your website, and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, thank you so much. It truly is an honor.
You're welcome. Can you share with our viewers about the work that you do?
Sure. Well, I mean, I guess I created a program that I created for two reasons. I created partly based on my own story and challenges I grew up with, and then a story of a young man that's no longer with us that I read in the news one night back in October of 2012, and just something happened to me that night reading the story. His name's Jamie Hubley, and you know, he was relentlessly bullied in years, openly gay teenager, and then sadly took his own life.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but when I was done reading this article, something changed inside of me. I felt it right there. It was, I was paralyzed, I was frozen in my bed, and that's when I realized I'm going to do something. And I created, in a very short period of time, Bullying Ends Here. I thought it was just going to be something very small, and here we are.
Yes, and you know, it's all about the journey, as you know, because you were bullied, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, and now, especially, you know, being a constable, right, doing your work, and then really taking your personal time, you know, to go out, and because you do public speaking, you travel to different places, and I can only imagine how many people that you've helped.
Well, and that's kind of what my goal always was, is if I could help just one person, then to me that's mission accomplished. That's all I wanted to do, and I think what one of the things with reading about Jamie is the fact that that to a great extent he felt alone, even though he wasn't alone. I mean, he had a lot of people he could talk to, and he did talk to some of them. But I remember that's exactly how I felt when I was in school, that I didn't have anyone to talk to. No one would ever understand what I'm going through because I'm the only one that's ever experienced this. And now as an adult, I realize I was never alone. I was my biggest obstacle. And if you start reaching out, and so that's what my journey is now, is on my own time, sharing my story, and proving to people that they're not alone. I know what it's like to feel like they maybe are, or currently, or maybe one day will, but now they know they do have someone that they can reach out to, and I will be there for them.
Yes, yeah, it's incredible, because you must do one-on-one with people, or
just by email. So the first connection is always going to be, well, sometimes through television, but more often than not it's through the presentation I give in schools, so grade 6 all the way through. I speak at adult events, community events, prisons, I mean, you name it. Anywhere I get invited to,
you're there.
I'll go and speak. But for me, it's just sharing my journey of what I went through, how I felt, and then how eventually I was brave and strong enough to believe in myself to achieve my dreams. And, you know, starting out as an RCMP officer and now with the Calgary Police Service, I mean, it was, it's all because I believed in myself and I gave myself a chance.
Yeah, because especially when you've experienced it, I mean, anybody can take up a course and study about this and that and help others. But when you've actually experienced the pain and know what it's like inside and out, you know, that's where the real profoundness comes as a healer.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, to help others, because it doesn't matter what somebody says to you. You know, you can relate to that. Like 100%.
Yes. And that's what I'm doing. I don't go there to tell people to do anything. I'm appealing to the victims. I'm appealing to the bullies. I'm appealing to the bystanders that, you know what, we can't change what we've done in the past, but let's take this opportunity to move forward together with that positive individual change. And that is where we're going to start getting the movement to you know, stopping this epidemic we have with bullying.
Yeah, because I know that kids can be scared and they don't know what to do.
Yes.
And they don't have anybody to talk to because then they feel, oh, I don't know if I should talk to, then their self-esteem's going to get lowered.
That's right.
So let's say if someone, you know, was getting bullied, what would you suggest they do first of all? Like, what would be step one?
Well, step one is recognizing that there are people around that will help. But that is the biggest step, is opening up and sharing what's going on. Because more often than not, and I was there, so I speak from personal experience, that we truly believe that we're the only one that's ever felt that way. So if I open up and share with you what's going on, it's just going to make it worse, or it's going to be a sign of weakness, or maybe that adult's just going to kind of pat me on the head and say, don't worry, it'll get better, you know, just ignore them, just walk away. But what we need to understand is that by the time someone comes forward and starts explaining what they're going through, chances are they've been going through this for a very long time. There's something's happened that they need to talk. So as an adult, especially a trusted adult, we need to sit, we have to listen, and we have to truly comprehend what they're going through and then come up with that plan. But talking is priority number one. And just because you talk to someone doesn't mean they're going to go and tell, you know, your bully that you've come forward. Sometimes it's just you need to have someone to release to, right?
Yeah, because I know like bullies, they have a lot of built-up anger.
Yeah.
Right, and you know they're the ones who really need help. Because I know years ago I saw a bully going after somebody at the bus stop, and some warrior came out of me and I just tore a strip out of him. I said, "What do you think you're doing?" And I made him like feel like this week. Right? Because it's like, do you really comprehend what you are doing to this person? And he wasn't getting it really.
Right.
And then, you know, I said, the bus came and I said, if you want to talk, let's talk about this. I let the bus go and I sat down and talked to him. You know, and then he had a better understanding of it all. Right?
And that's what we have to remember is that the bullies also need help.
Yes.
And it's not, the solution is not always going to be to put someone in handcuffs and take them away to jail. It's not always going to be discipline or punishment. There needs to be a form of accountability for sure. But again, it's the communication, sitting down, peeling back the layers of, okay, what's happening in your life that you have to demean someone else's? And or do you even know you're doing it? Sometimes it's you have to hold a mirror up and say, here's what you're doing. And that self-reflection could be enough, especially at a younger age. You can nip it in the bud right away.
Oh, that's exactly when it needs to be nipped. Because adults get bullied as well.
Yeah, it's definitely not just a youth problem. For me, I recognize it's adults as well. I'm personally, because I am just one person, I'm focused on the grade 6 to university ranges. But then outside of school hours, if I get a request for a community event, a corporation, anything along those lines, then I do that outside of schooling hours or weekends. But it also depends on what my work schedule is, so I have the day off in order to go.
Exactly. Now, before I forget, actually, too, Tad has a book here, everybody, and I can hardly wait to read it.
It just came out. It actually just came out, and I'm so proud of this because, being someone that grew up very introverted, and I still consider myself very introverted, I hadn't told my story to anybody until I was 17 years old. It's the first time I kind of had that personal break and thought, I'm going to do, and now here it is in writing, and there's a lot
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
You know, I'm peeling back a lot of layers.
Yes, and it's wonderful. And that's what I really liked about you. You're not as scared to be who you are.
No.
People will hold back different things about themselves, you know, out of fear. But it's like, be who you are, stay true to who you are.
Yes.
Right.
And it's because of that, that's why I'm convinced that I'm having the connection with the young people. Because when well, you know, my audiences could be anywhere from 100 to 3,000 individuals.
Exactly.
My presentation is the same, my delivery is the same, no video, no handouts, nothing like that. It's just my words.
Exactly.
But then at the end, I let them know I have this website, and if you want to contact me, go there.
Yes. What is your website, by the way? So if somebody wanted to contact you.
Yes. So it's bullyingendshere.ca.
Okay.
And right on the homepage. In fact, today is the first day with this brand new website as well. So much going on for both of us right now.
Exactly.
And one thing that really struck me as a success, you could say, was the sheer number of emails that I started receiving. So last school year alone, I received 35,000 emails.
Wow.
And I respond to every single one by myself.
Wow. Yeah. Well, just to let the viewers know that we are taking calls tonight.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to take a quick commercial break here. But I want the viewers to give us a call. Tad is taking calls also. And that number, Calgary, to give us a call is 403-539-6710. So write that number down, Calgary, and give us a call right after this break. We'll be right back. Hang.
You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Fruits and veggies. They come in all shapes and sizes. And add color and goodness to every meal and snack. So whenever you eat, include fruits and veggies. And mix it up. For information and recipe ideas, visit fruitsandveggies.ca.
Hello, Calgary, and welcome back tonight. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is Soul Work. First show back of the new season here, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. And on tonight's show, there's Tad Milmine, who is a constable at the Calgary Police, and also has an amazing journey with, he does bullying, talks in public, speaking in that. And we are officially taking calls now, Calgary, so if you have a call for us, 403-539-6710. So give us a call, Calgary. And apparently we have a caller already on the phone for us.
Terrific.
So I'm going to grab my little thing here. And our caller is Brenda. Thank you, Luca. Brenda.
Hello there.
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
I'm well. I've had some rough spells here with my back, and I'm just wondering. I've been out of work for a while, and I'm just wondering where I'm heading.
Yeah, is it your lower back?
Yes.
Yeah, you're.
I was in an accident 5 years ago.
Okay.
And
okay, one thing that will help. There's a lot of different reasons, but one thing that will help really is when you hold on to things too tightly, right? What happens is it squeezes up the muscles in your back. Right, so it's like there's your spine, and then if you think of a lotus flower, like when we have anger, it grabs a hold of the spine, and it can cause a lot of different problems, right? And if
so there's a growth on there right now.
Yeah, but you can still clear that out. You can still clear that out. That's why I brought up fear right away, because fear, when we have fears about certain things, it can create a lot of toxic diseases to come into our body, right? It's like if we're stressed out, you know, we can get ulcers from that also. And also what I need you to do is let go of any fears financially.
Okay.
Right? Regardless of what, because that will help ease. If you go and have some natural treatments done, then you're going to notice that things are going to shift for you. If you start changing, you need to have more green drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's sea vegetables. You can get organic powder. There's chlorella, all stuff like that, right? You need
I tried those, and I just get so, you know, plucked.
Yeah, and the reason being, it's because it's picking up on the toxins and it's sending it out. So then you're going to kind of feel a little nauseated and sick from that, right? But it clears it out. It's natural and it will help. But I highly would recommend getting some natural holistic treatment done, acupunctures and such like that. And then you're going to start to notice that things are going to shift, right? So if you start doing that, you're going to see a shift within 3 months, and if you stay on that whole program and shift, within 18 months, all of this could be gone, if not sooner.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because I've been living like this for years.
I know, but this is where you can start to make the changes at any time. It's like if I wanted to make a change in my life, and I can give 101 excuses, or I can say enough of this, doesn't matter what the situation is, I'm going to change this right now, right? And I said it with the highest intention. Right, and everything will be okay. So, yes, so. And best of luck to you. I'll call on Archangel Raphael to come down and give you some healing energy tonight to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So it's, you know, amazing. You know, we can shift different things, right? You know, different diseases and such like that. You know, it's like never give up, keep moving forward, clearing things out.
Right.
Right?
And I like how you said about, you know, you can make all the excuses, but you have to hit that point of, okay, enough. Wipe the slate clean, start fresh, and here we go. That positive energy, the positive thoughts. Yeah,
you have to. That's how I do things, regardless of what's thrown at me. And believe me, I've had a lot thrown at me. You know, it's like, okay, you know, let one step at a time and look at the situation realistically. Right? And we do have another caller on hold also, and this is Karen. Karen, you have a question for Tad or myself?
For you, Jen.
Okay.
I'm wondering, I'm struggling with my husband and I, with our son and his girlfriend.
Okay. How old is he now?
27.
Yeah, I mean, basically what you guys really need to do is more so put your foot down and have a heart-to-heart talk with the situation. And one of the most important journey is every person, doesn't matter who they are, has their own journey, right? And your son and his girlfriend, it's karmically drawn to each other, right? So they have a soul contract between the both of them, and it's a journey they need to experience and go through, right? So as a parent, we all do soul contracts with anybody. Soul contract. I made a soul contract with Tad before I even came here that you're coming on the show, and you know whatever happens type thing, you know. But especially with family and such like that too, it's like, you know, a lot of lessons, a lot of things that need to happen, and we need to resolve karmically to move on, right? But sometimes you can only do so much, you know, give them the love and you know, and the guidance they need, and then you got to kind of step back to a certain degree because that's their journey also.
Because my husband is texting with the girlfriend to try and fix the situation, and she's. And I'm
not
gone
a good,
black.
Not a good move. That is. He needs to stay. He needs to stand back from that completely and utterly, because it's just adding fuel to the fire. I'm sure you could throw in something with that.
The text messaging.
I'm covered in a rash from head to toe.
There you go. See exactly what happens. Stresses in our life affects our body, right? First thing, and then if we don't pay attention to all these signs, then it affects our body. you know, ulcers from stress, you know, many different things. So it's like, pay attention, but no, your husband has to stop the texts. This is why before I said you guys have to stand your ground. It's their lesson, what happens between them. That's why I asked how old he was, first of all. And it's between your son and his girlfriend. Because there's a whole lot of other things going on there. I'm not going to go on about it now, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, as I call it. And you really have to, both of you, stand back and let them resolve it. It's a toxic situation that it's between them two to clear. It truly is.
Oh, and I thought I raised him wrong. I mean, I thought I raised him right with all the right.
No, because with you being a police officer, Tad, you know, you've dealt with everything pretty much.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to her, really?
Well, I agree with yours.
Yeah.
Stop the text messaging. I mean, text messages are so impersonal, and although you're typing these messages out, or your husband is typing these messages out with an intent or maybe a hint of sarcasm or a little humor, you have no idea how it's been interpreted on the other ends. And
you missed a comma, or you put a
that's
semicolon,
right.
and they're both techies. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not even embarrassed to say I'm not a techie. So I'd rather do face to face. But I'm just so angry with her that I don't even want to talk to her anymore.
No, the both of you, especially your husband, needs to stop immediately the texts, because that, you know, it's almost like some people might say, well, hey, I got this in text form now, I can use that against you. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, as I call it, right? So I definitely would stand aside. I really would if I were you both. Because once you do, you know, you're still going to feel their energy, of course. But it's like if you and your husband had, you know, a situation going on, you know, you're not going to drag your son and his girlfriend into the problem, right? So it's really the same thing around, because if you don't, you're going to get really sick.
Well, and, you know, I know I didn't cause this, and I'm thinking spiritually that this isn't right. And
it's not.
I haven't done anything wrong. She's got issues. She's got things going on and throwing it in our face. Which
that's right.
Done.
And that's why you guys need to stay out of this, because it's drama, right? And, you know, what I personally would do if I were you guys have done enough already. I would, you know, say, Spirit, I'm surrendering from this situation. I'm going to send them love and light. And Spirit, please give them the clarity that they need to understand what they are doing to each other. And not only to each other, to you both. Right? Because there could be some chest issues coming in, pain issues coming in. You got to watch that.
Oh, I am at my sternum. I'm getting these sharp pains. This is ridiculous.
No, you got to stand back, right? Because I felt that. Whenever I can feel ailments, I feel it in my body with someone, right? So you got to watch that, because that could create you to have serious problems.
So if I give it up to Spirit,
you have to.
Will my rash go away?
Yes, it will, actually. But what, get some aloe vera, you know, like a real aloe vera plant, right? Crack a leaf off and put the gel on your face, right? But that is not really going to make a difference until you actually walk away. But do that. Love and light. You know, I deal with a lot of different people, and when I know that they need healing or help or something, and I know I've done everything I can, right, then I always ask Spirit, send them, you know, the white light, the Holy Spirit, you know, Archangel Michael to go in there, help them cut cords, Archangel Raphael to go in there, help with the healing, all kinds of things, right? And then I have to step back, and it's very difficult. I've had to do that recently with somebody who's not well. Right, because
can I cut the cord too?
Yes, well, yes, you can. It's not like you're cutting the cords and saying I'll never see you again.
No,
right? There's a different way to do that when we detach from someone, right? Because you have to detach from the situation, because it is very toxic, and you know, just ask for help. Just say, I'm walking away from this situation. I know I've done everything I possibly can for my son to help him. And, you know, I'm now taking a stand for myself, because now my health is, really starting to go down, and it is. It really is. So you got to start, the both of you and your husband especially. I know he's trying to help, but actually right now it's doing more harm than good. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Oh,
so,
man. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's never easy, of course, parenting. And Tad, you've seen many issues, of course, with families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it can be really, really tough because you mean well, but there comes that point when you have to release and let them learn their own experiences and lessons, and they'll come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will. They will, because they know you love them, of course, right? And there's a lot of confrontations between those two that they need to handle on their own. They really do. It's like throwing somebody into the wolves. There you go. We've done everything we can for you. Now there you go. You guys got to handle it.
Tough love.
Yeah, they need like counseling, right? If they truly want to find out really more of what's going on, and you guys need to step aside.
Yeah, we just miss our grandson, but
I know
it'll happen.
You'll see your grandson again. All of that. Don't worry about that. But there is a relationship. There's so much more going on behind the scenes, as I said, right? It's like any relationship or marriage. A husband can say this, or a wife can say this, or a partner, or whoever. And until actually those two people, it's like, okay, you guys have to sit down. Obviously, you can't resolve the situation. So either one, end the situation, walk away from each other, or go for counseling, a professional counseling, and resolve the situation properly.
Yeah.
Right? That's the reality with everything right now. You're not saying I'm walking away from my son and I never want to see you again. Absolutely not.
Well, I felt like that last night.
Well, we all get to that point. We're like, you know what? I've had enough. More. You know what? Yeah. I'm changing my phone number. I'm going to move the house. Right? But no, just give them time to figure it out. There's so much stuff, right? They got to do this. If they get on this now, October, towards the end of October, this is like 6 weeks realistically, if they really get on this now, things could really kind of gloss over much better if they deal with this situation, or they very well could go their separate ways.
I just have a feeling I'm not going to see them for Christmas. Like, I don't know why, but
I know. But what's important though is you got to stay in the now. Too many people start dancing ahead of time. Oh my God, what am I going to do for Christmas? What am I going to do next? Enough of that, right?
That's true.
Because
today.
It's staying in the now, staying in right now, right? So that's what's really, really important, and surrender it to Spirit completely and utterly, and you'll be okay. And I want to thank you for calling in.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes, and I always, when I get home, actually, after the show, I always send out, healing energy to, especially the callers who I've spoke to and that. So, but take care of yourself. I'm getting the wrap-up sign here already.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay,
that's
thank
okay.
You so
no
much.
Worries. I'm on every Wednesday night live at 6:30. And I want to thank my guest, Tad Milmine.
Thank you.
Wow. What an amazing person you are.
Thank you so much for having me on. It means a lot.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. We're going to go to Arizona.
We are.
Watch the snakes and the scorpions, everybody. But anyways, I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. I will be back with a guest, a really amazing guest next week, and you guys are all going to be surprised who it is, by the way. And live Shaw TV, Channel 10, Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
The proceeding was a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees. The following is a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Chris Bulla.
And I am Jana O'Connor.
And we are delighted to welcome you all to this celebration of environmental excellence in Alberta.
The 24th Annual Emerald Awards.
And bearing greetings from the province, please join us in welcoming the MLA for Sherwood Park, Strathcona, Estefania Cortez Vargas.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to join you for the 24th Annual Emerald Awards Ceremony. Premier Rachel Notley and Environment and Parks Minister Shannon Phillips send their deepest and warmest regards. For almost a quarter of a century, the Emerald Foundation has celebrated innovators and innovation because preserving the environment and improving our practices and technologies today will ensure our beautiful province will be enjoyed by many tomorrow. Congratulations to all of the nominees for your ingenuity and commitment. This is a goal that drives Alberta's new government as well. On Monday, I had the honor of being sworn in as an MLA, and I feel very privileged to be part of a new government that is dedicated to bringing positive change in Alberta. You're all catalysts who inspire environmental excellence and continue our collaborative efforts will ensure that we do what's best for our province. On behalf of Premier Notley, congratulations to all of the nominees, and thank you to the Emerald